Good morning. This is the Great Basin Fire potential briefing for Tuesday, July 15th. A lot going on. The impact map shows we have both thunderstorm threats and wind threats. Start with the thunderstorms. On the drier side, but still with some low-end wetting rains where you see the yellow dot shower signature. The drier, high-base thunderstorms will be in the red. You see those across parts of northwest Utah and to adjacent areas of northeast Nevada. In between that, because it's being produced by a front, we have gusty winds, 25 to 35 miles per hour with mid-teens humidity in Idaho, 30 to 40 miles an hour, and possibly upper single digits to low teens in parts of southern Nevada and Utah, and also got gusty winds coming in off the Sierra front as well. Now, the thunderstorm activity starts sagging a bit further south Wednesday and Thursday, a mix of wet and dry, and could get a little bit wetter in the far south as we go into Thursday and the days beyond, but still the threat of new ignitions and also watching the winds where you see the orange shading in both southern areas of Utah and Nevada and also in parts of the Snake River Plain on Wednesday. And then Thursday, still some breezy winds off the Sierra front and borderline critical winds across southern areas still, but our focus shifts to the north on Thursday. 30 to 40 mile an hour winds with humidity rapidly falling into the low and mid teens across parts of Idaho and western Wyoming. So keep an eye on that, especially with recent lightning in all of those areas. Satellite imagery today shows a lot of hazy smoke over western Nevada and some mid-level moisture across a good portion of Utah. I see the smoke extending up into parts of Idaho as well. And this mid-level moisture here, this is where the thunderstorms will be firing up most readily later today. Our lightning the past 24 hours did have a bit in Idaho and across the Sierra front. Very light precipitation. Another active day. You see new fire starts. So we had 8 for 74 acres in the red circles and recent fires and open large team fires in those open circles. So things are definitely perking up. We're at PL3 here at the Great Basin. We'll be having a meeting later today to discuss that. Nick has gone on nationally to PL4. Smoke transport out of the southwest expands across much of the Utah and eastern Nevada areas. The smoke gets pushed a little bit further south and eastwards as the upper level front drops further down to the south tomorrow. It's been bone dry the past 7 days in just about all areas except for some spotty showers isolated. ERC point map shows an increasing number of stations at or beyond the 97th percentile in the purple. Dark reds are 90th to 97th percentile, and even up into Idaho, we're starting to see a lot of the ERC stations getting near or above the 90th percentile and 97th percentile as you get towards eastern Idaho. So a lot of these areas we'll be seeing lightning and we'll be seeing wind. 100-hour fuels, areas in the gold, those are critical ones in the upper single digits. That covers the whole area. And in southern Nevada, including the Spring Mountains, down at or below 5% for the 100-hour fuels. We have issued a new set of fuel and fire behavior advisories for parts of east central Nevada, northwest Nevada, and also southern Utah, and the Arizona Strip extends into parts of southwest Colorado. So you can go to our website and click those and see all of the details. Continuing with the large-scale drought that's been in effect for much of the last several months in southern areas and also northern areas, pushing south and north and starting to meet in the central area. The flash drought index shows we have some of our larger fires where things have been extremely dry the past 4 weeks. And then looking at the upper level map for today, and maybe we'll start with the right-hand side, the 7-day outlook. A large lightning high-risk area from the central Nevada mountains all through northern Utah, northeast Nevada, parts of eastern Idaho and eastern Utah, and below and beyond that, we do have the wind high risk. You see this trough dropping southward. See the deeper moisture field, but the cloud bases are fairly high, above 15,000 feet. So a lot of that rain could be evaporating before reaching the ground. Wind field, you can see the strongest winds here in southern Nevada, parts of southwest Utah. Also some moderate breezes up in the Snake River Plain. Up north, the humidity is in the upper teens to low 20s, but you can see down south where those gusty winds are, upper single digits to low teens. Also, those winds coming off the Sierra, humidity at or below 10%. Here's the precipitation field. These are kind of like dry lightning signatures, these extended long lines of fairly light precipitation, a couple of hundredths of an inch, perhaps a tenth of an inch, but the storms, especially the further north you go, will be faster moving. Now for tomorrow, looks like the moisture field gets suppressed a bit further to the south and east, so our high risk for lightning gets suppressed a little bit southwards, but we still have wind concerns both to the north and south of that. We can see that on this graphic. Still the winds in these orange shades gusting close to 30 in the south and also in the Uinta Basin and close to it in other areas, but there'll be lightning around as well. So a little bit of everything. See the humidity upper single digits to low teens in a lot of southern areas, near 20% further north. And here's the, again, spotty, fairly dry lightning signature we are still getting in a lot of southern and central areas. Now for Thursday, moisture still drops further south. There is a bit of a monsoonal surge starting to creep in a little bit, but there's a tightening pressure gradient up in the north, and we have high risk for wind. And this time in parts of the central Idaho mountains and eastern Idaho into western Wyoming. And we see those winds here in the purple could be gusting to close to 40 miles an hour, and especially across western Wyoming. And there would have been some lightning here. So have to watch that. You see the humidity drying out up there in the mid to upper teens instead of, so about a 5 to 7% drop in humidity in our northern areas. Still some outflow boundaries where the thunderstorms will be in the vicinity in the south, and some of those storms could start getting a little bit wetter down by the Dixie and the Arizona Strip. 3-day precipitation totals, the monsoon starting to creep up in the southern Arizona and towards the Mogollon Rim, not making much headway further north than that in the next 3 days. But on Friday, there is a bit of a moisture plume coming out of the monsoon that does skirt our southeast areas. You can see the yellow on there in our southern areas. They may get higher surface humidity and some spotty showers. Same story on Saturday, but then as drier air moves in by these tannish shades, everyone's fuels dry out and we get into our dry category again. We'll be watching the next front dropping down from the north. Could be bringing some gusty winds again to parts of Idaho, Wyoming, and maybe northern areas of Nevada or Utah. 7-day precipitation totals through here. And looking at the 8 to 14 day, there is no relief. Not only warmer than normal temperatures, even though the core of the heat shifts a bit further east, but a drier than normal signal. So the monsoon turns into the non-soon. It gets suppressed further southwards, and we'll have to wait for it to redevelop. And this is towards the end of July, so maybe no monsoon of a significant source until we get into August. This concludes our briefing. Have a great day.